Hi YouTube. Today I am going to be talking about my two favorite virtues, truth and love. I'm titling this Truth versus Love. I'm going to read a poem that will encapsulate what I'm about to speak about. So this poem is called Truth Number 2. Oh my God, I dared to ask you for truth. That's exactly what you gave, and it was too much to bear. The truth of what we are all about. The most central truth to humankind. But you gave me love. Love is the strength to bear this truth. And love demands that I love myself and humankind anyway. NeonEli'shuaX. So the ultimate truth is love. I'm reading from my teleprompter, by the way. The most central truth is love. The ultimate truth is love. So I, not being a very intelligent person like y'all, when I grew up, as I grew up, in the very dysfunctional family that I grew up in, I wound up in foster homes at age 15, in and out from age 15 to 18. In this environment of abuse, I clung to truth as my most important virtue. I made, in my youth, probably around the age of 13, what I called a radical commitment to truth. The 12-step groups, they call it rigorous honesty. It's that idea. I made what I called a radical commitment to truth. It meant I had to look at myself and see myself for who I truly was, for who I truly am. I had to look at other people and see them for who they truly were and who they truly are. I found that people are not basically good. People are not basically good. Many of y'all beautiful people that's listening to me right now, you might not agree. You might not agree, and that is okay. I would say people's basic needs are being met. If they have shelter, a roof over their head, income, if they have a sense that they cannot get away with anything because they'll probably be caught by the justice system. If they're not being pressured by authority figures to do increasingly not nice, not humane things to other people. If these circumstances are in place, if they're in a really good mood, or if they're in a reasonably good mood, people tend to be good. Okay? While I was growing up, I was like, people is bad. They all bad. Ain't none of them good. Not even me. When I look in the mirror, it's scary. So, as I held this view, I thought, well, people gonna call me, and I believe people have, people gonna call me pessimist. He a pessimist. He negative. He a skeptic. So I'm sure I've been called that more than once, excuse me. So I began to think, okay, I'm a negative pessimist. That's what I am. And as I have been accused, I began to think, well, I grew up with so much abuse, sexual, physical, emotional, seeing people in authority, my biological mother, the abuse that she inflicted, that she allowed other adults to inflict on us and children, this mistreatment, this idea that you are my child and I'll do with you whatever I want. And sometimes just being merciless. I thought that experience in life shaded my judgment and made me negative towards all people. But sadly, I got bones popping. Sadly, what I found was there are numerous studies, particularly in the 60s. There were studies to find out if people are pressured by authority figures to increasingly inflict pain and suffering upon innocent people to the point of killing them, that the study was trying to find out, will the average person, and this study was done in the US, will the average person actually go up to the point of killing someone that in their mind was, in their mind they was killing and mistreating, but who also was an innocent person, who had done nothing to them, nor nor to anybody else. They was a good person and they ain't hurt nobody. And what the study found, this one particularly famous study, was that 2 out of 3 people went all the way up, electrocuting, giving electric shocks all the way up to death. 66%, 2 out of 3 people went all the way up to death, to killing innocent people, because they were pressured to do so. There's a Stanford prison study where when people are given authority that's, I guess, not properly checked, that they can be very sadistic. The study with the electricity shocked a lot of people, because people thought maybe 5% would go all the way up to killing an innocent person. And like I said, it was 66%. There were numerous studies like that. I'm thinking right now because I know I got something else to say. So, even though people do basically behave well, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, this is what this person statistically is capable of, just given the right circumstances. Being pressured by authority figure, being in a situation of deprivation, being in a situation where they perceive they can get away with anything. It just takes the right circumstances to see a side of people that's really frightening. Regardless, God gave me love. God showed me that the God of my understanding, my religion's, perhaps I think my religion is better than other people because we're supposed to think that. My religion is not. I don't know if I can say my God is or my God's not, but I don't want to proselytize. But anyway, I can only speak from my experience. And I can say God. I have to say God. I believe that God has led me to the ultimate truth, which is that love is the ultimate truth. My biological mother, she hid behind the lie. One day I told her, I wish that I could talk freely to you like on that program we were watching, where once the therapist, this family therapist, got the mother to be willing to be quiet and let her daughter speak, over the course of time the family began to be functional again. I was baiting her a little bit, hoping that maybe I could have that right, that as a preteen that I have a right to an opinion without getting beat up. She said, That's not true. I let you speak. Go ahead and speak. What do you want to say? So I said, I tried something easy. I didn't even talk about the beatings. Didn't mention the sexual abuse. I said, well, when I was a little kid, you never helped me with my homework. She might have a few times, but basically it was not a concern of hers. She wasn't educated, but it wasn't really a concern of hers that we be educated. And she just was irate. I almost got a beating. Her response to that was, I helped you with your homework. That's you MF, liar. I helped you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ooh. So I realized that we could be mistreated, and all that she would do was just hide behind the lie. In many different forms. They weren't always bold-faced lies. So that you could see my hands. They weren't always bold-faced lies. There's a spectrum of how people lie. So she lived by the lie, and it was that experience that made me make this radical commitment to truth. I saw myself for who I truly am. Very frightening. But as I began to see love and know that that's the ultimate truth, and love accepts all things patiently, it did help me to cope with the knowledge of what people are really about. Most people don't admit this. Most people would say, if I was under those circumstances, I wouldn't behave like a Nazi. Regardless of those studies, many people who participated in those studies, they didn't know they were participating in a study, were traumatized long term. In my opinion, because they had to look in the mirror and see themselves for who they truly were, for what they were capable of, murdering, in their minds, an innocent person who's begging for mercy. It was an actor in another room. They didn't see who they were killing, but they could hear it. In my opinion, they became traumatized because they had to see themselves for who they truly were, and it was just too much for them. These studies are no longer done today. They are deemed unethical. So many of them were done, according to a documentary I saw, and they all came up with the same conclusions. That I know the reality of what people are capable of, even though none of us want to admit to stuff that doesn't make us look good. It's still a fact. I'm done. Thank you for watching. I hope you got to this point in my video, cause I want you to watch. You might learn something. Like, subscribe, share, commercials, comment. Please do one or more of those if you like this video. Thank you.